Hi, this is Corinne, and today I thought I'd talk about 3 ways to motivate yourself to achieve your business goals and actually get things done in your freelance business. So here we're talking about things that you know you should do, maybe even things that you want to do, but it just seems like you never get around to them. I think a big one for a lot of translators is marketing. We know that we should do it, but we don't do enough of it. And in your personal life, this might correlate to other things like exercising or quitting smoking, things like that. And one of the things that I always tell people is if you have the drive and the discipline to start a freelance business, you definitely have the drive and the discipline to improve your freelance business. It's just a question of finding the right hook to make yourself do it. So I have 3 ideas for you today, which are the carrot approach, the stick approach, and the temptation bundle approach, which I never even knew had a name until I listened to a podcast about it, which I'll also tell you about. So let's say, for example, you'd like to find some new clients, but you never find the time to do your marketing. The first technique that you might use is the carrot. So you think of something tantalizing that you can dangle in front of yourself as a motivation. So first you have to know what motivates you. What are you going to get if you find these new clients? For some people that might be more money. Maybe you're motivated by great experiences, so you could take a trip that you've really been dreaming about. Or maybe you feel really stressed about work right now, and if you had more clients, you could work a little less, or maybe you'd feel more financially secure and not be sort of living from paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe there's a certain thing you want to buy, and that's what you would use the money for. So one way I do this is to keep a file of pictures on my computer that I call inspiration. I'm not particularly motivated by things, but I'm very motivated by experiences and by spending time with people who mean a lot to me. So I keep pictures of me and my family and my close friends in places that we love to visit. I keep a picture of my bike because I loved being out on my bike in beautiful places, and I keep a picture of my lute because I love to play the lute when I'm not working. And if I need a little kick, I open up that folder and there are some carrots that remind me, why am I doing this again? And you could also try some small carrot things, like for example, go to your favorite bakery and order something, but don't eat it until you've done the marketing work that you have with you. So I think the carrot works well for people who are relatively disciplined, and if you have a little more trouble with discipline, you might try the stick approach. So that might mean that you withhold a pleasurable activity until you've done your marketing. For example, if you're a caffeine enthusiast like I am, maybe you tell yourself that you are not going to drink coffee until you do your marketing. You're going to do it the first thing in the morning and you can't have coffee until it's done. Or maybe you involve other people. A couple of other translators and I recently did an activity called a Do It Day, where we picked a project that we needed to make progress on. Mine was working on a new edition of one of my books, and we blocked out a day to do it, and then we actually called each other on Skype every hour on the hour and reported what we had done in the last hour and what we were going to do in the next hour, and it was really effective. And in the online age, there are all kinds of tools that you can use as sticks or carrots to help you through. One that I've heard a lot of people talk about is actually called Stick. The website is stickk.com. And there you actually set up a contract and you back it up with some kind of financial or reputation incentive to force you to do what you say you're going to do. The final technique, and the one that I think works best for me, is the temptation bundle. So I never even knew that this technique had a name, but I was already doing it. So maybe like some of you, I became totally addicted to the podcast called Serial, which was a true crime podcast about a murder case, and it came out every Thursday. So I made a rule for myself that I could only listen to Serial when I was at the gym and only while I was actively exercising. And I would even sort of kick it up a notch and say I had to be doing very intense exercise, like I would set the treadmill for like a minute per mile faster than I would normally run, and I would do that for the 30 minutes or so that it would take to listen to Serial. So it turns out that this is actually a behavioral economic concept called the temptation bundle, where you associate the task you avoid, like marketing or running on the treadmill, with something tempting, like your favorite podcast. And you only get the tempting thing when you're doing the thing you avoid. So for example, with marketing, you could pick a cafe or a restaurant that you really love and that you go to often, but tell yourself that you can only go there if you work on your marketing for at least a half hour while you're there. Or if you're doing marketing that's not super, thought intensive, like say addressing postcards, you could say, I'm going to pick my favorite TV show for this week and I only get to watch it if I address the postcards at the same time. I really love this concept, and if you listen to the Freakonomics podcast, they actually recently did an episode called When Willpower Isn't Enough, which is all about temptation bundling. So good luck with your goals, and if you have other ideas on motivational techniques, feel free to put those in the comments. Thanks.